Hello and welcome to the College Football Podcast, where today we will be talking about bowl games as they are rapidly approaching. If you listen to my podcast episode, we talked about the conference championship games and my takes on the playoff, which are horrible. I think the playoff really needs to get changed really rapidly, really quickly. I've heard that Greg Sankey from the SEC and the Big Ten commissioner, I forget his name a lot, but both of them are talking about things they can do to change the playoff where the Big Ten gets multiple automatic bids, not just the conference champions, but multiple people get auto bids and whatnot, and that's all happened within the last day or two. But now we're talking about bowl games. The self-proclaimed, they don't matter. Bowl games. They matter a lot to these smaller teams, the smaller teams that have no implications whatsoever of going to the national championship game. They have a chance to win a trophy like the Pop-Tart Bowl, which is actually kind of cool. I would love to win the Pop-Tart Bowl, at least just go to the Pop-Tart Bowl. That just sounds cool. They have their smaller games, but then for the bigger teams that had aspirations of going to the bowl game or going to the playoffs, but then they didn't, they still get to play like some good caliber teams, and they just play for a bowl game that all of us maybe wanted to see. I'm trying to find one right now. We have USC Texas A&M. Like, that's a good bowl game that some people are gonna want to watch in Vegas. Like, that's gonna be cool. UConn and North Carolina, the two basketball schools. Like, who doesn't want to watch the basketball schools play football in the Wasabi Fenway Bowl? I'm obviously joking. That's not a great bowl game to watch. Iowa State, Miami, two teams who could have been in the playoff but didn't make it, and they're playing in the Pop-Tarts Bowl. Like, obviously, the best two teams that didn't make it to the Pop-Tarts Bowl. Why not? Because that just sounds cool, honestly. I would go watch that. Colorado, BYU. Again, two teams that could have made a bowl game. I get they're both from the Big 12 now, but it would be cool to watch Colorado play BYU for a bowl game for the Alamo Dome. The Alamo Bowl. Sorry, it's in the Alamo Dome, the UTSA Stadium. Alabama's playing Michigan. That's reminiscent to 2 years ago. 2 or 3 years ago. I can't remember. Or maybe it was longer. But I don't know. I can't remember sometimes. South Carolina, Illinois. Like, that's another good game that I would go and watch. And the Cheez-It Bowl. The Cheez-It Citrus Bowl. What a great game in Orlando, Florida. You got South Carolina, who was snubbed of a playoff bid. I think that Clemson never should have ever gotten a chance in the playoffs, but that's okay. And Illinois, who was never gonna be in a bowl game, or in a playoff game, making a bowl game against a playoff team. So, Duke, Ole Miss. Duke defied the odds and actually becoming good, going 9-3. I think their 3 losses were against the 3 best teams in the ACC, but that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter at all. No, they lost to Georgia Tech, SMU, and Miami. So 2 of them were the best. Georgia Tech was not the best, but we have our differences, and it just kicked me out of the thing. But yeah, they play Ole Miss. Like, there are games that matter. Army Navy's going to matter as well. And that's going to be a great game. Go Army, beat Navy. But yeah, there's just a lot of better bowl games that I can see going to certain people. Sam Houston's going to a bowl game against Georgia Southern. I know that doesn't mean a lot, but Sam Houston, this is their first year playing college football. I think they were like second to last. They were destined to be second to last in their conference. And look at that. They're 9-3 in a bowl game. They're looking good. I think they have a really good running back in Ducker. I think he's pretty explosive. But they got to play a good Georgia Southern team, even though Georgia Southern hasn't really played for much in a few years. They seem good this year. Florida's in it. I mean, yes, they're playing Tulane. They're 14-point favorites. They're probably going to win it. But it gives Tulane a chance to show themselves after getting battered by Army. And then Florida, if they can just absolutely smack Tulane, then it shows, okay, Florida was actually okay this year. Which we know they are because they beat Ole Miss and then they beat somebody else. I can't remember. I think it was LSU. I don't remember. This season has been a blur because I've been working most of the time when college football happens, and I'm sad about it, but it's okay. Georgia Tech, Vanderbilt, the two teams, the ACC come up team and the SEC come up team. That'll be cool to watch. Georgia Tech's favored by 2.5, but Diego Pavia, my bad, I cannot say names today. Diego Pavia, that man is dangerous, but also is Justin Haynes. But he's in the transfer portal, so he's not playing. So, yeah. And then there's the whole transfer thing that I also really dislike, that players can transfer and blah, blah, blah. Before bowl games, too. It's just like, no. Or opt out to go to the NFL, which I think is just a stupid thing. But that's okay. That's okay. College football will change when Josh Pate becomes commissioner. Josh Pate will become commissioner. It's going to be okay. Liberty, 8-3. Not a great season from them. But that's okay, because they lose their quarterback for their bowl game. Who knew? But that also gives chance, I think, I guess, to the backup who hasn't played a lot for next season. So, he can see what it's like before he actually goes and plays his first game. But that's, yeah, these are just, some of the bowl games I would be watching for just bowl games in general. Army, Navy, of course, everybody's going to be watching that. Presidents are going to be there. A lot of people are going to be there. So those are just a bunch of games that are gonna be played. I thank you guys for watching this. I hope to see you guys in the next video, where I'll probably start talking about some bowl games, because bowl week is happening soon. Actually, Army Navy's playing tomorrow, so yeah, it's coming up quick. But yes, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching. Peace out. Goodbye.